I can't, ladies and gentlemen, I can't believe this is happening. But yes, people, no, people, you are not seeing things. We are live at the Ice Lounge, and we have quite possibly one of, if not the biggest name on Twitch today. She is a friend. She is a mentor.
Definitely not.
Nah, for real. She is, without a doubt, probably one of the biggest names on Twitch. First time ever, everybody. We got a Twitch partner in the Ice Lounge. Show your love. All the praises for our friend, leader of the best stream team on Twitch, the Dragon Squad. Y'all show your love for Miss Brandy, everybody. Brandy, it is an honor to have you here today. Why don't you, show the people of the Ice Cave a little introduction. Tell them a little bit about yourself. Oh, shoot.
Right. I was going to say, I think you're muted in the guest star because I can hear you through stream. There we go.
There we go.
Good.
My fault.
There we go. I was like, I'm so delayed because I was listening to you through the stream.
Yeah, I forgot to unmute myself in the guest star. But anyway, go ahead. Leave everybody. Tell everybody a little bit about Brandy.
So I'm Brandy. I've been streaming for 8 years. Been doing it full time for about 3. I only had partner last year, so I'm still like a new partner, I would say. But been doing it a long time, as well as I've been cosplaying for like 10 years, which is like my other love aside from streaming. So I love getting into costumes. I love going to conventions, meeting new people, making new friends. Just to be honest, just being a big nerd all around in every aspect of life is my go-to.
What got you into streaming? Let's get that out there. What got you into streaming in the first place?
So it wasn't really anything or anyone that got me, because I started streaming so long ago now that it was like when streaming wasn't mainstream and there was no affiliate program or anything like that. So I didn't really join with the intent of it becoming a job. I more so started streaming because like I would always play video games and my siblings would just watch, and I would like commentate while they were watching and just kind of say funny things. And there was a couple of streamers at the time, like I watched a lot of like Summit 1G and stuff, and I was always like, oh, I already kind of commentate to my family when they watch, so why not just like stream in my free time, and if like 1 or 2 people come in, whatever, it's just for the fun of it. And like I wasn't full-blown into content creation or anything, so like that wasn't ever a draw. And then as the years progressed, like more opportunities kind of arose and came out, and then I was like, hey, I can do this full time and like make a career out of this, and here we are 8 years later.
And look at that, you're already your Twitch partner and everything. So I gotta ask, like, when you got the news that you are accepted into the Twitch partner program, what? I know there had to be a lot of things going through your mind, but what did it feel like right when you saw you got that email saying, hey, we want you in the Twitch partner program? What did it feel like?
It was such, like, it actually happened live on stream, which was kind of crazy. So, because I didn't even notice at first. I got the notification on Twitch before I saw the email. So I like saw it pop up, and one of my friends was like, check that notification right now. And I like pulled it and opened it, and honestly I just like started crying because I was just so happy and so excited. Like, becoming a partner is something I've wanted for so long, and not even necessarily to be like able to say that, but more of just validation for myself of just like, hey, I did this. So it was such a mixture of just like proud of myself, happy, crying, like excited for opportunities that are going to come, and then just like feeling really accomplished that like this goal that I've strived so hard for so long finally, like, Twitch acknowledged that I actually, did something. It was such a really awesome feeling.
And you deserve it. Like,
Thank you.
I've only known you a few months. I actually didn't meet you till about, I want to say 7 months ago, 8 months ago. It hasn't been that long.
Like mid last year, something like that.
Yeah. So.
Thank you, Ray.
What's the message, that you want to send to your view, about being body positive, like what's like, or like how do you define body positive, or how do you define beautiful? I guess that's the question I want to ask. How do you define it in terms of body positivity? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I would say a lot of times I feel like, and myself included, you feel so judged by the way that you look, for rather the shape of your body, your skin color, your sexual preference, your background, whatever it is. The internet loves to judge people on face value things. And especially with cosplaying and with streaming, you're putting yourself out there to be judged every time you post a picture, every time you post content, you stream.
Very true.
And as somebody who I have a lot of like body dysmorphia, I've had an eating disorder, like I still deal with those things, that I try to make people feel more confident in themselves, however they are or how they are presenting. And I try to show people, like, even if you're a little bit bigger or you're a little curvier or whatever it is, like, be proud of who you are, what you've got, and be confident, because so many times being confident in just you and putting that energy out into the world, so many others will feed off of that, and it'll boost other people to be like, hey, if she's doing this, why can't I do that? Or if he's posting this and putting himself out there, why can't I also post content like that and feel good about myself and not feel shamed, So especially women, so many times you post anything even remotely sexy, even if you're just wearing a low-cut t-shirt, you get shamed for it and you get made to feel bad for just being you. And so many times I try to let people know, that's not a bad thing. You can express yourself in whatever way. You can be confident in yourself, and confidence is sexy. Confidence is awesome. And more people need to understand that it's okay. And nor do you need to have a label because of content you make. Because so many times, especially as a cosplayer, so many people assume, oh, you're a cosplayer, you only do sexy content. And it's like, no. But at the same time, if I want to feel sexy and confident, what's wrong with that? Why does that have to be a label that is placed onto women or anyone for that matter?
Agreed.
And you know what? Why not take that back, use that confidence, and be like, hey, I am sexy. Here's more of it. Own it. Be proud of yourself.
Confidence goes a very long way. And I think that's probably the number one thing that defines sexiness is confidence.
Yes, so much so.
Oh yeah, being confident in your own skin. That is probably the best form of beauty in my opinion.
I agree, very much so.
So my next, while we're on the subject, are there? How do I want to word this question? I guess the question I want to ask, is outside. Okay. Are there any? Is there any women content creators that you really, really look up to that have inspired you in any way to become who you are today?
I would say somebody I really look up to, and I've looked up to them for a long time, would probably be Jessica Negri. If you've heard of her, she's a big cosplayer, big just in this industry overall. She is like the epitome of like, I don't give a dang what anybody thinks of me, and I'm just gonna be me in every sense of the word, which I've met her multiple times. She's extremely sweet and humble, and she just like, she is such a workhorse. She is always on to the next project, on to the next cosplay, like putting out content all the time, and a woman that I very much so look up to. And then like, if I was gonna pick somebody specifically in this industry, I look up to Pokimane a lot. Like, she's one in the same. She is always putting out more content, always doing stuff, and on top of that, she is like a huge mental health advocate and is been like very open recently about like taking breaks and making time for yourself and balancing that, like, you know, content work life and like actually making time for you to take a break and a breather, and how important it is to do both. So I would say those two ladies are the ones that like I look up to a lot in terms of like how I try to present myself in this sphere.
Hey, that's what's up. That's awesome. You know, and of course, everyone knows who Pokimane is. Hey, and there's Steel Wolfie in the chat, who was my guest yesterday's podcast, is here. Y'all show your love for Miss Steel Wolfie, everybody. Welcome her back to the Y'all love Steel Wolfie. Can we get a shout out for Steel Wolfie? If any of my mods are in the chat right now, yes. Steel Wolfie says hi to Brandy. Appreciate it, Ray Cat. Ice, y'all look fab. Hey, appreciate it. Brandy looks more fabulous than me, though. No, come on. Ice is looking smooth. Hey, well, you know, since we are in the ice lounge, right? So, you know, I gotta dress up as if I'm going out for a night at the lounge. You know, got myself a drink in hand. So, Brandy, other than becoming partner, what are probably your 3 biggest accomplishments since you've been streaming?
Other than hitting partner, I would say another big accomplishment, I hit Discord partner last year, which was something that I had been like trying for thank you. I was trying for so long. I had applied 4 different times and got rejected over the course of like about 2 years. And I took the plunge when I was at PAX last year, which I got PAX coming up next weekend. And they had a booth, and I went up to them in person and just like talked to them and was like, hey, like, I keep getting denied. Can we talk about this? Can you give me feedback? Whatever. And then literally by the end of that day, I got an email that I was accepted. So I was like, okay, that works too. So sometimes like putting yourself out there in person too can make those connections. But yeah, hitting Discord partner was a big one. I would say getting, not necessarily on Twitch itself, but getting the opportunity to go to TwitchCon last year was like a really awesome thing that I wouldn't have been able to do if it wasn't for my community, like supporting me and helping me to take that step and to get there. So that was like a really big deal, and I made so many amazing connections through going to TwitchCon. I got to join the Twitch Women's Alliance team because I got to meet a lot of the girls on the team.
That's pretty big.
So that was huge, and that is what led me to this month. I got put on the like front page women's history shelf as a part of like joining the team and all of that. So that was like a really big deal that happened. That I was really excited about, and I've like met so many amazing people. So I would say those are like a few of the like big accomplishments. I'm sure there's more. There's been so much else that has happened, but those are like some standout moments that I was just like really proud that I hit those marks. But yeah.
Yeah, I remember hearing about you being into the Women's Alliance, which is huge in and of itself. And that but to be on the Twitch front page, like that's just a testament as to how hard you've worked to get to where you're at. And I think I can speak, and I can speak for a lot of us. I know you said that you don't call yourself a mentor, but you really are someone that inspires a lot of not just a female but us smaller streamers out there, and that's why I say that you're like a mentor. I mean, like, I've seen you I know you've been in my streams a few times. You've been in a few of our team member streams a few times. Showing us love, even giving us some advice on how we can improve as content creators. So I gotta ask, Dragon Squad. How did the Dragon Squad come to be?
So I've had the idea of wanting to make a team since like long before I was a partner. My community called themselves the Dragon Squad already. So they pretty much came up with the name of it because I made my sub badges are all based after Spyro because it's one of my favorite. So they started jokingly saying they were the Dragon Squad since the emotes were, dragons when you got to a year. So that's where the name came from. And then, the more that chat said that, the more that I was like, you know what, I want to make an official team of this when I hit partner and do that. And that's kind of like where the idea of it came in. And then obviously I hit partner last year, so I started up the team. And like my whole goal with it was, I feel like so many people on Twitch are so consumed by competition and like wanting to be the next best thing over somebody else that even in some of the teams that I had joined in the past, it wasn't about being a collective unit. It was just about like the people at the top bringing a ton of members on for them to benefit, and it like was disjointed almost. So I wanted the team to feel kind of like a safe space and a family for those that join, to look for guidance, to have people to talk to play games with, to bounce ideas off of, and like feel like they had somebody that had their back when whatever arises or comes up where they don't maybe necessarily feel like they have somebody. So that was like my goal with the team. And obviously, I'm still tweaking things and adding stuff in and always trying to make improvements of how I want things to progress. But I have big ideas for it, and I'm hoping because we only just hit about the 1 year mark of the team being around this month. I don't remember the exact date, but it's somewhere around here is when I officially had the first members join. So the team is still incredible. super new. Yeah, so it's still super new. So I'm still kind of trying to like flush everything out. So I know when some people are like, we should do this, and this, I was like, okay, let me add things. I'm like, I am so brand new to this. Like, I'm figuring it out as the rest of the team is figuring it out. But like I said, I've got big hopes and dreams for it all. And I'm hoping that, eventually we can turn the team into something much bigger than we ever expected and be able to bring more opportunities to the members and to the communities within the team as well.
And you've done a really, really good job of that. I'm gonna be and I'm gonna be honest. I'm still shocked that I remember the exact day. It was July 28th, I believe. I remember watching your stream with some of my friends, and then literally right after I gifted you like 5 subs, I see my Twitch saying, "Hey, you got on the Dragon Squad." I cried so much happy tears. Like I was like, someone like me getting into Brandy's stream team? No way. I just couldn't believe it at first, and then once reality set in, I was crying so many happy tears. Like,
hey, we're lucky to have you.
I'm lucky. I'm lucky to know you, Brandy, and everybody. And speaking of which, we have a beautiful rendition is in the chat. A fellow Dragon Squad familiar here. Y'all show your love for him as well. Zero Signal is in here. What's going on, my friend? I mean, I've met so many great people through being a member of the Dragon Squad. Well, you know, Black Hispanic I met long before.
I love John.
Yeah, John. He goes to John with his first name. He also goes by Killmonger. You guys see me on his Toxic Heart streams a few times, but I gotta say, like, the Dragon Squad, and I'm not saying it to cap. I'm saying that like from the genuine bottom of my heart. Dragon Squad, they are probably the legit most nicest group of people I have ever associated myself with and to be a part of. And I know are you taking any more applications? I believe you said in April, or?
Yeah, I'm hoping to get, because I'm tweaking the application now for like new people. So ideally the end of this month, beginning of April is when I will open the applications again. I'm changing the process a little bit because I want the team and like the mods of the team to be more involved with bringing people on, because we're only going to bring in like 5 new people. So it's going to be much smaller, but more of like a group collective of us bringing people in. So going to be a little different, but I think it will help because like I got a lot of feedback that like when I added too many people at a time, sometimes people didn't have the time to meet everybody, or it was overwhelming if there was too much. So I'm thinking if I just bring in a couple of people at a time and it's smaller, we can be more of a close knit. Because ideally I want the whole team to feel like they know the whole team and that we are like one solid group, you know? That's the goal with it. So yeah, we will be opening soon, which is exciting.
Ah man, I can't wait to see like what new people get on the awesome Dragon Squad. So everyone, if you want Dragon Squad hopefuls, if you're watching this right now, yeah, when Brandy announces it, put those applications in. Now Brandy, I asked Wolfie this question yesterday, and I'm going to ask you the same. When you hear the words "women in excellence," what does that mean to you?
I don't know. The first thing, honestly, that came to my mind is just like women that just give it their absolute all. Because like being excellent, I feel like is you have tried so hard at whatever it is that you've gotten to a point where you can say that you excel in whatever that is that you are excelling in, whether it's in life, it's in a certain field, it's in a certain skill. So when I think like women excellence, I just think of women that are so determined to push the boundaries, to excel, to do their absolute best in whatever it is that they're trying to accomplish, and getting to that point of feeling like they have accomplished whatever it is that they are working on. And I don't know. We should definitely have more women being their absolute best selves and giving it their all.
Yeah, that. Well said, Brandy. Well said. All right. Now that we've gotten to know Brandy, the streamer, let's get to know Brandy a little bit outside of the streaming universe, outside of Twitch. So, like, what do you like to do? Like, I guess in your spirit, when you're not streaming, what do you like to do? Just in general.
When I'm not streaming, unfortunately I am a workaholic, so I work all the time, whether I'm streaming or making YouTube or working on cosplays. That's a good majority of my life. But when I do have free time, I love going to conventions, whether it's work related or not. It's something even prior to this becoming like my career, my job. I love going to cons and hanging out with friends and stuff. Like those are my absolute favorite like weekends of all time. Aside from that, I love going to concerts. I'm big into rock, metal music. So I love going to concerts, going and moshing and being in the pit and stuff. Oh, I love it. I live for it. I go prior to COVID, I was going to like anywhere from 5 to 10 concerts a year. Now it's a little different because things are like coming back more slowly. But yeah, I love going to concerts. I love, going to live shows and such. Besides that, I mean, I'm a very laid back, chill person a lot of times. I'm so busy that I'm very content with having a day in and just like binge watching Netflix. Like, I'm totally chill with that.
Yo, binge watching is like, okay, I recently discovered binge watching. That is like the best way to spend any kind of weekend. Just give me some Hulu or Netflix. Give me a bag of chips and some water and shoot. That's my weekend right there.
Let me just shut my brain off for like 5 hours and just watch like crappy TV. I'm here for it.
What do you watch on what have you been watching on a Netflix lately or any kind of streaming service lately? Okay, I guess what have you been watching lately? That's
well, I watch a lot of like crappy reality TV. I'm not gonna lie. I love like Jersey Shore. Don't put your head down like that. Don't.
Jersey Shore. What?
I love like the new Jersey Shore Family Reunion, The Challenge, Survivor. Like I watch all of those like reality shows, but then I also watch a lot of like crime, like true crime documentaries. Don't
Brandy, you're killing me.
I know
here.
It's bad. Listen, I know it's bad,
Come on.
but I love it because then I get the tea and the drama, but it's other people's drama, so I don't have to deal with it. I can just watch as an outsider. It's great. But yeah, aside from that, I do a lot of like true crime shows, documentaries. But then like I'm also all over. Like I just finished last week. I binge watched Wednesday because I hadn't watched it yet, which was so good. And then like I watched the newest season of You just recently too. Like so I'm all over the place with my shows, but I watch a lot of bad reality TV. I do. It's my guilty pleasure. I've watched Drag Race in the past. I've watched it in the past, but I haven't kept up. I'm too far. Listen, okay? The newer seasons of Jersey Shore is not what it used to be. The older ones, I watch them and like I acknowledge that they were bad. The newer ones aren't too bad. They're like real people now. Like they're not just crazy partying. It's like real life stuff. So it's like it's nice. Like I said, I like watching other people's drama because then I don't have to deal with it. I can just get the tea as an outside perspective. Yeah, they're all like 40 now and they like have kids. So it's fine. It's nice. I like it.
Well, to each their own, I guess. But personally, you wouldn't catch me dead watching Jersey Shore. But anyway, that's another topic for another time. Floyd, what's happening, my friend? Happy Saturday
I'll
to you.
convince you all.
But I will be honest, I wouldn't take you for someone who likes to go mosh pitting.
I love it. Oh, it's so good. I love going to concerts. Like, I'm like starting to get my fiance to go because that's not as much his type of music. So I'm like slowly integrating him more into it, and I've gotten him to go in to like some pits and stuff. I have to gauge the crowd definitely, because sometimes it's like big beefy dudes that like I will die if I go in there. So I do have to gauge like, can I take the people in this pit if they turn on me? But oh my goodness, it's so much fun. It's such an adrenaline rush to just be like going hard to, you know, rock music and stuff and just chilling. I love it.
I know you're sponsored through Advanced GG. your favorite flavor that you like to that you've had of their product?
So my favorite flavor for a while was the pina colada, the chill flavor, but they don't have the chill products anymore because I got rid of those. So to be honest, my new favorite flavor is the melon cream pop that they like just came out with like a month or two ago now. Oh my god, it's so good. Every night I'll like ask stream like, oh, which one should I pick tonight? And I'm like, I don't even need you guys to tell me. It's this one. Like every time. So that's definitely probably my new favorite. It's so good. But there's so many of them that are just my go-tos whenever I'm just chilling. Luckily they have a ton of like really good flavors. So I don't feel like I'm like boxed into a couple, but I have a huge stack right next to me of just I've got probably a good 30 flavors over here.
All right. So now that we got to know Brandy outside of Twitch, let's go back to the gaming side real quick. How did you like you said you love the Spyro and everything. So was that where your love for gaming started?
Yeah, probably when I was really little, because like I started off with I had a PlayStation and I had a Sega, so I was equally playing like Spyro, Tony Hawk, like Crash Bandicoot. Yeah, Sega Genesis. So I was playing like Sonic, I was playing Metroid.
Yes.
I had a bunch of different games. There was a bunch of like Disney games at the time, so like there was a Toy Story game and Aladdin game. I played all of those.
Oh, that Aladdin game.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking. It's so good. Oh, there was a Lion King.
The Genesis one or the Genesis one?
Yeah,
yes.
The Genesis one. So good. So I started with those two consoles, like playing with my sister, and then like as I got more siblings, I would play with all of them, and I had every console. Both I never had Xbox consoles, but I had everything. There was all PlayStation and all Nintendo stuff from, you know, those all the way to present. I've had everything in between. And my dad would always like play games with me too. So he was always like, I didn't have a brother until me and my brother are 10 years apart. So my dad always loved that I liked video games, and my dad was huge into comic books. He collects comics, so like I was really big into that. So I was like the boy my dad wanted before my brother came out. So he was like, okay, we can talk video games and comic books. All right, Brandy. So I got into it. I was very much so a tomboy growing up. I didn't like anything girly. All of my friends were boys, like, so I was already right into that like mindset and that frame of mind of just like video games are life from the beginning.
So like your whole family was into gaming and everything. Hell yeah.
Yep.
That's what's up. Yep. So like what games have you been playing? I guess other than Dead by Daylight, what other games have you been playing lately? Cause I know you play a lot of Dead by Daylight.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of like different indie horror games recently. So a bunch of those, but those are sometimes like only a one sitting type thing or multiples. And then I've been playing through God of War Ragnarok, which has been fun. Yeah, that's been really cool too. I just started up Dying Light 2, which I'm really loving. I want to get amped for when Dead Island 2 comes out in a couple months. So I'm like jumping back into all of that. Off stream, I don't really stream it much anymore, but I play an unhealthy amount of League of Legends when I have time. So I play, a lot of that. I've been playing a lot of Pokemon Unite too.
You play Pokemon Unite? Oh wow.
I do.
Oh, yeah,
I don't really stream it, but I play. I was just telling my fiance last night I went on like a 7-game win streak, and I was like, man, why can't this be every time I sit down and play Pokemon Unite? Come on. But yeah, I play a lot of that. I was playing a ton of the Pokemon Violet, and I loved that game. Oh my gosh, that game was so much fun. I really enjoyed it. But I'm really all over the place. I play a little bit of everything.
Speaking of Pokemon, have you done the 7-star raid that just came out? Yeah.
No, I haven't. I was so heavily focused on just filling my Pokedex. That was like all I've really been doing recently. It's just like grinding to get everyone at least once, and then go from there.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. They really did their thing with that one. Because I'll be honest, Sword and Shield was alright, but I felt it was missing a lot of things. And then Pokemon Scarlet and Violet brought all that back. Of course, well, you guys know about the bugs and everything with it, which I think that they've since fixed. But
yeah,
probably I would say the third best Pokemon. Yeah, the third best Pokemon generation that I've played. So I would say the first probably Generation 2, which is Gold, Silver, Crystal on the old Game Boy, were probably the best, and then Diamond and Pearl, Platinum on the DS. Those are probably I'll probably put those two above Scarlet and Violet.
I loved Black and White. I know that's like an unpopular opinion, but Black and White was like one of my absolute favorites. For I don't even know why. I really, really like that. I didn't really play much of like Sun and Moon. That's kind of where I feel like I came out of loving the games for a little bit. I'll be completely honest. In terms of Pokemon games, my favorite Pokemon games are not the like standard like whatever the newest gen is. I like the one-offs. Like my favorite Pokemon game of all time is Pokemon Coliseum on the GameCube. It is
that's a pretty good one.
Oh, it's so good. And then like probably one of my next favorite is like Poke Park on the Wii, which most people are like, I don't even know what that game is. But like those ones are so good. I love Pokemon Channel on the GameCube. Like I love the one-off Pokemon games almost more than the base games.
Oh, really?
Which is definitely an unpopular opinion, but I love it.
I mean,
Pokemon Snap is another good one. Yeah.
Pokemon Stadium, the Pokemon Stadium games.
Pokemon
Those are probably like my favorite.
Yeah, or Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games. I love those too.
I can't wait for those games to come on the Switch online service. Particularly Pokemon Stadium 2, which is my all-time favorite. Which is my all-time favorite spin-off Pokemon game.
So good.
I would pay to play that game. Like
that's how I feel about Pokemon Coliseum. I'm like, can they remaster this? Because it's only ever on the GameCube, and that was like where my love for Umbreon and Espeon, like Umbreon, my favorite Pokemon, came from that game because those were your like companions in that game. I'm just like, give me more of that, please. It's so good.
So, what's your favorite Pokemon? If you have
Umbreon.
To pick one. Umbreon.
Yeah, definitely Umbreon. And then I also really like Furret. It's probably like one of my next top. Or I like Misdreavus. And like Absol, Lucario. There's some other ones I really like. I'm very all over the place. There's no rhyme or reason to my favorite. A lot of the times my favorite is like a half mix of which ones I like their aesthetic, and then a half mix of I like the way they say their name in game. And then it just sticks in my brain that I'm just like, now I just love this Pokemon because of that.
So, Game Freak, if you're listening, if you have a uniquely sounding Pokemon, let Brandy know, because she is going to love the hell out of it.
Yes. Heck yeah. Oh, and Drifloon, another really cute one.
Also, if the Pokemon is cute, Brandy is gonna adore it too.
Yep. The cuter the Pokemon, the better it is. Just do that. Either it needs to be really cute or like so awesome and strong, powerful, dope looking. Give me one or the other.
I gotta ask. I know on your streams, whenever you do the Be Right Back, you do the thing where you show off the awesome chair that you're sitting in. I have to ask, what's so special about the chair?
The chair.
we gotta know, Brandy. You gotta let us in on it. What? You gotta let us know.
You know what? I don't even know because
What?
because the community are the ones that like for some reason love my chair. I don't even know why. It started off as like a joke where I would, I'd get up to go to the bathroom and it would just be my chair here. So they would make jokes in chat about like how awesome the chair was and talking to the chair. And I'm like, okay, guys, that it became such a thing that they did so frequently that I was like, you know what? I have this silly idea. It could be really great and they think it's funny or they think it's stupid and I show it once and that's it. So I originally made the chair video as just like a joke. And I showed it on stream and stream was like, that's amazing. We need this all the time now. And it wasn't even originally meant to be like a BRB screen. It just became that because chat kept requesting it so much. And I was like, all right, I'll give the people what they want. And now they just like, they at times are almost like, can you go to the bathroom? Because we want the chair video. And I'm like, oh, okay. Sorry, I'm not entertaining enough that you need the chair to entertain me. But yeah, blame chat for that. That was completely them. I just made the video as a result, as a joke, and it became this whole thing. And now I'm like in the market to get a new chair because this one is like probably 5 or 6 years old now. So it's like, it's in need of a new one. And they're like, does that mean you're gonna make a new chair video? Because you gotta make a new chair video for the new chair. And then they're like, will you auction off the old chair? Can we have it? And I'm like, oh my God, guys. Y'all are insane.
Hey. So I guess the only thing that's more popular than Brandy, I guess, is the chair, huh?
Yeah, and my fiance. They like him more than they like me now. It's like the chair, man, my fiance, and then me. That's how it goes.
Chair, Bobby, Brandy. I assume Bobby's your fiance's name?
Yep, that's my fiance.
All right, Brandy, I had one final question before we flip the script here.
All right.
If you were to give one piece of advice to someone out there who is just getting started with streaming, or or someone who is just start getting their feet wet with streaming, content creating, what would you tell them?
I always tell people, like, as simple as it sounds, to just do it. Because I feel like so many people get into their head about content creation that they have everything that they put out there has to be perfect. It has to be the highest quality, the most top tier gameplay, or you have to have all of the most expensive equipment. And if you go into it with that mindset where everything needs to be perfect, then you're never going to put any content out, because you're going to be constantly critiquing yourself and holding yourself back from just doing it. So I always tell people, like, put that aside. You don't have to start at the top. You're going to start at the bottom regardless, and then you can work your way up. Like, when I started streaming, I streamed right from my PlayStation. I used all of the in-game overlay stuff. Like, I didn't have a fancy camera. I didn't have any lighting. It was horrible quality, like stream crash all the time, but I did it, I got my feet wet. I taught myself what to do over time, and I improved. I went from streaming on my PlayStation to then streaming on a laptop. I even had my laptop with my iPad next to me to read chat, did that for a year or so before I was able to build a PC. So I feel like if people get out of their heads of that everything they put out needs to be perfect right from the beginning, and then just do it, just create content, put it out there, and then learn over time, I feel like that's the best way to go about it. And don't let your own self-doubt hold you back from just giving it a go.
Well said, Brandy. Well said. See, Zero says Jim sound
Of
advice.
course.
That's what. See, you're mentoring to us all. You're mentoring to everybody in the chat already, and you say you're not a mentor.
I try. I would say I'm not. I can definitely be like a mentor, but so many people like put me on a pedestal, and I'm like, no. Like there is nothing different from me to you to the next person. We are all big nerds playing video games, trying to make a name for ourselves in this industry. Like, regardless of somebody having X amount more followers or viewers or whatever, we're all doing the same thing. So the whole hierarchy, like, get that out of here. We're all just people.
Could I put it a better way? All right. So I lied. I actually had one more question.
Go for it.
Oh, well, Zero says, Brandy, I even get put on a pedestal by
Thank
people.
you.
You're crushing it out there. Agreed, Zero. Agreed. All right, so this is kind of a follow up to the question I just asked you. All right. If there's any kind of sort of like special message you want to give to the ladies out there, any particular message you want to give them?
I would just say be kind of going off what we said before, like be confident in yourself and be proud of who you are. You don't have to necessarily love every bit of yourself because there's always room for improvement. There's always room to push yourself to strive for more, but be proud of who you are and where you are at this point in time in your life. Either it's with your goals for yourself or for your career. Be confident that if you give it your all, you can accomplish whatever it is that you set your mind to. And honestly, that goes for anybody, not even just women, but just if you are confident in yourself and you exude that confidence, other people will believe it too, and you'll just start to spiral in a positive direction.
Well, awesome advice from the awesome Miss Brandy. All right, so it is now time. We have come at that point at the podcast where we flip the script. Well, I become the interviewed person, and she becomes the host. So, Brandy, as I said going into our podcast, like I do with all the other guests, you get to ask one question to me, and it can be anything. So, have you thought of that question?
Yes.
The floor is yours.
All right. I would say, what at this given time would be like your ultimate goal when it comes to your career rise, or whether it's here in content creation or just in life? What would you say is your biggest goal right now that you're hoping to achieve in the next 5, 10, however many years?
That is a great question. I would say probably as far as life is concerned, you know, my biggest goal is, you know, just to be both health-wise and financially just being wealthy, you know, continuing to succeed, continuing to keep on moving forward, just to keep crushing my goals, continue to inspire people to be the better version of themselves. I would also go for content creating as well, but as far as life, you know, just bettering myself every day. That is like my ultimate goal. I guess in a way I would say in a way it's not like an ultimate goal, but I don't have like an ultimate goal per se, but you know, just keep being the best version, the better version of myself the next day than I was the previous day. That will probably be that's my eternal goal. I'll put it like that. As far as content creating goes, same thing, you know. Just keep being the better version of myself. With each stream, you know. Look back at my stream, see what I can do to improve myself, because you know, every stream, you know, every stream, sometimes we're at our best, sometimes I'm not. So you know, I like to, you know, learn from where I could do better, and you know, just continue to keep doing little tweaks and everything, and just continue to go from there. You know, I always have to say, like, life is like a never-ending series of mountains to climb. You climb one mountain, there's a taller one. You climb that mountain, there's a taller one, and it goes on and on and on until it's your time in life. And that's how I approach, you know, everything. It's like what can I do to be the best version of myself, and then what can I do to improve upon that? That's how I approach things in life. So that'll be my answer to your question right there.
Yeah, I love that. No, I really like your analogy of the mountains, because I feel like that's so very true. Because so many people think of like, what's the end game, when there are so many things in between from here to there, and not necessarily is that end game always the end game, because there will still be another mountain after that you will continue. And like, that's I guess, like, wrapping it all together, like with me hitting Twitch partner, I feel like so many people are like, oh, partner's end game, and it's like, no. Partner is one little mountain. You get over that mountain, there's 50 more mountains afterwards, and they're 10 times larger, because it just gets. And now you're on the top of that mountain, everyone sees you're on the top of that mountain, and you got to stay up there, and it's hard to also do that with also everything else. So very, very much so what you just said. That should be everybody's goal, hopefully, to keep pushing, to strive for more.
Exactly. I'm sure everyone in the chat would agree with us as well, that, you know, goals, like, you know, goals is like a never ending thing. I mean, you continue to be one goal, and then once that happens, it's like, what else is out there? You know the saying, like, the world is your oyster. That's like content creating, you know, your job and all of that. It's all like how you approach it is the same concept, you know. Like, there's a world of things, and if you say to yourself, okay, I can see myself doing something. I can see myself doing this, or I can see myself going down this way. Like Brandy said earlier, just do it. Just go for it. Everybody, go follow and show love to Miss Brandy. She streams. Actually, do you want to tell everyone when you stream? Your schedule?
Sure. Yeah, I stream on Twitch Monday through Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Normally go till about 2 a.m. give or take, depending on what we're playing or what we're doing. But yep, I stream every week, 4 days a week. And other than that, I upload YouTube every single day too. So I'm all over the place.
Brandy, again, it is an honor and a blessing to have you here. This is one of my favorite podcasts to do.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Again, of course, wish you nothing but the best on your content creating and everything. For everybody, I will catch you guys tomorrow back here in the Ice Cave. Take care, everybody.
Bye, everybody.